My lazy brother got my dad's luxury car rental company, while I was given a single car key with no car. Maybe one day you'll earn the rest of it, they laughed. When I bought my own fleet, they wanted a ride. Hey, Reddit. My name's Jake. I'm 27, and last week my family screwed me over so hard. I'm honestly still processing it. I wasn't planning on posting this, but I need to get it out of my system. So here we go. For context, my dad owns a luxury car rental business. You know, the kind that rents out Ferraris and Bentleys to rich guys who want to show off. It's been in the family for years, and I've been working there since I was 16. While my older brother, Eric, 29M, spent his 20s partying and making bad financial decisions, I was the one actually running the business. I handled the books, managed client relations, dealt with all the boring behind-the-scenes work. Basically, I did everything while Eric showed up twice a month to take a car, crash it, and let Dad's lawyers clean up the mess. But, hey, hard work pays off, right? Wrong. Last week, my dad called us into his office. Big moment. He's finally stepping back, handing over the business. I'm nervous but excited. This is what I've been working toward my whole life. Dad clears his throat and says, Eric, you'll be taking over the company. I blink. What? Then he turns to me and tosses something in my direction. I catch it out of reflex. It's a single car key. No key fob, no paperwork. Just a key. I stare at it. What's this? Dad leans back in his chair, smiling like this is some kind of joke. A little motivation. Eric bursts out laughing. Oh my God, Dad. That's harsh. I look at Eric, then back at Dad. You're giving him everything? Dad nods like it's the most obvious thing in the world. Eric's the right fit. I feel like I've been punched in the gut. Eric can't even show up to work on time. He doesn't know anything about running a business. Dad shrugs. Business isn't just about numbers, son. It's about connections. And then it hits me. Eric is getting married in 6 months. His fiancée, Olivia, comes from a very wealthy, very well-connected family. Her dad is a real estate mogul, her uncle is a senator, and her mom is best friends with half the country club elite. If Eric runs the business, we get access to all of that. I, on the other hand, am single. No political ties. No network. Just a guy who gives it his all. I shake my head. So all the work I've put in means nothing? You're just handing everything to Eric because he's marrying rich. Dad sips his scotch. It's not personal, Jake. It's just business. Eric smirks, spinning his full set of keys around his finger. Maybe if you work hard enough, bro, you'll earn the rest of it one day. Mom chuckles. Dad grins. I slip the key into my pocket, exhale slowly, and nod. Right. Then I turn around and walk out. They're still laughing when I close the door behind me. And that was the exact moment I decided. I was done. All right, Reddit. Buckle up. If you thought part 1 was bad, just wait. So, quick recap. My dad owns a luxury car rental business. I, 27M, worked my ass off there for over 10 years. My brother, Eric, 29M, barely lifted a finger. When it came time to hand over the company, my dad gave everything to Eric because he's marrying into a rich, well-connected family. Me? I got a single, useless car key. And then they laughed. That was the moment I decided I was done. Step 1. Go ghost mode. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't even say another word. I just walked out, went home, packed my bags, and moved out of my parents' house that night. I cut off everyone. No calls. No texts. No family dinners where they could rub it in my face. I was out. And then I did the smartest thing I've ever done. I started my own business. Step 2. Build your own empire. I knew everything about the industry. I knew how to actually run a company, unlike Eric, who thought business was just taking Instagram photos with a McLaren. I didn't have my dad's money, so I took out loans, worked insane hours, and built from the ground up. Was it brutal? Why, yes. But here's the thing. I knew what I was doing. I wasn't throwing money away on VIP parties and overpriced branding consultants like some people. Fast forward 2 years, and guess what? My company was outperforming my dad's. My fleet was newer. My clients were loyal because they actually respected me. My business was thriving. Meanwhile, Eric? Let's just say, things weren't going so well. Step 3. Watch the empire crumble. Eric had no idea how to run a business. He burned through money like it was Monopoly cash. Clients started leaving. Employees were quitting left and right. And the final nail in the coffin? Olivia's family pulled their funding. Turns out, her dad wasn't impressed with how Eric was running things. The guy took one look at the numbers and bailed. That's when my phone started blowing up. Step 4. Enjoy the show. First, it was my mom. Mom, sweetheart, can we talk? Ignored. Then my dad. Dad, we need to discuss something important. No, we don't. And finally, Eric. Eric. Hey bro, can we meet up? Bro? Bro? Oh, so now I'm bro. I let him sweat for a bit. Then, 2 days later, there's a knock at my office door. I open it, and there's Eric, looking completely exhausted. His usual designer clothes? Gone. He looks rough, hair messy, dark circles under his eyes, clearly stressed out of his mind. Jake, man, he starts, trying to sound casual. How's business? I lean against the doorframe. Great. Yours. He laughs nervously. Yeah, listen, we should talk. Maybe grab a drink. I cross my arms. I don't have time for drinks, Eric. What do you want? His smile falters. He scratches the back of his neck. All right. So things have been a little rough lately. You know, economy and all that. I say nothing. And, I was thinking, maybe, we could team up? I actually laugh. Team up. Eric nods like he just had the best idea in the world. Yeah, man. Family business, right? We stick together. I mean, you've been killing it, and I've got the brand recognition, so if we... No. Eric blinks. Wait, what? No. I say again, slower this time. We're not teaming up. His face drops. Dude, come on. I know I messed up, but... You laughed in my face, Eric. I remind him. You mocked me. You told me I'd have to earn the rest of it. And now what? You want to ride? He looks down, mumbling. It wasn't personal, man. Dad just thought. Dad thought wrong. I cut in. And so did you. He looks up, desperate now. Look, you don't get it, man. The company's sinking. We're losing clients left and right. Olivia's family bailed. Dad's pissed, and I hold up a hand. Not my problem. Eric just stands there, completely stunned. For the first time in his life, he has nothing to say. And wow, does it feel good. Anyway, I say, stepping back inside. I've got work to do. Hope you figure things out. Then I shut the door. No ride for him. No second chances. Just silence. And wow, it's beautiful. Edit. Oh wow. I did not expect this to blow up. To everyone asking for updates. Yes, I'll spill all the details soon. Short version, my parents did not take this well. Stay tuned. Alright, Reddit. Buckle up. You thought the last part was bad? Just wait. Step 1. Let the guilt trips begin. The morning after I shut Eric down, my phone exploded with missed calls and texts. Mom. Jake, please call me. We need to talk. Dad, son. Call me immediately. Eric. Dude, don't be stubborn. Just hear Dad out. Oh, now I'm son. Now I'm dude. I ignored every single message. A few hours later, there was a knock on my office door. I already knew who it was. I sighed, stood up, and opened the door. Yep. Mom and Dad. Mom looked like she'd been crying. Dad looked furious. Jacob, Dad said, using the voice he used to command boardrooms. Sit down. I crossed my arms. I'm fine standing. Mom sniffled. Sweetheart, why are you doing this? We're family. I stared at her. Family? You mean the same family that laughed at me while handing everything to Eric? The same family that told me to earn it while throwing me out with a single car key? Dad exhaled sharply. Listen, maybe we were too harsh. But this is serious. The business is in trouble. I shrugged. Not my business. Dad stepped forward, voice sharp. Your brother needs help. I smiled. Oh, now we're brothers again? Mom reached for my hand. Jakey, please. Eric is struggling. The company is barely holding on. If you don't step in, we could lose everything. I gently pulled my hand away. Not my problem. Dad clenched his jaw. You need to step up for your family. I inhaled deeply. Fine. I'll help. Mom's face lit up. Oh, sweetheart, I held up a hand. If. They froze. I'll help if Eric signs over 51% of the company to me. Dad's face went red. Absolutely not. Eric, who I hadn't even realized was standing behind them, suddenly stormed into the room. Are you serious? He shouted. You want to steal my company? I turned to him. Your company? The one Dad handed you on a silver platter? The one I actually know how to run. Eric looked furious. I built that company. I laughed so hard I almost choked. You couldn't build a Lego set without help, Eric. Dad stepped between us. This is ridiculous. We came here to find a solution. I shrugged. And I gave you one. Mom shook her head. Jake, don't do this. We just need a little help. Just until we stabilize. Then Eric can. I cut her off. Then Eric can what? Keep running it into the ground. Silence. I shook my head. No deal. Dad glared at me. You'll regret this. I opened the door. We're done here. Mom tried one last time. Jake, please. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, you picked the wrong son. And then I shut the door. Step 2. Watch the fallout. 3 months later, the company collapsed. Eric couldn't handle the pressure. Clients left. Olivia's family completely cut him off. The bank started looking into their debts. Dad tried to salvage it, but without investors, without me, it was hopeless. One day, I got an email from a business broker. The company was up for sale. I didn't even hesitate. I made a few calls. I moved some money around. And then, I bought it. Step 3. Sweet, sweet karma. The day after the sale went through, I got a text. Eric, you ruined everything. I just replied with a picture of my new office. No words. Just the view. The next time I saw my parents, they didn't say a word. Mom looked like she'd been crying. Dad looked old. And Eric? He wouldn't even look at me. I just smiled, shook my dad's hand, and said, maybe if you work hard enough, Dad, you'll earn it back one day. And then I walked away. So yeah, Reddit. That's how my family threw me away, begged me for help, and then watched me take everything they thought I didn't deserve. And you know what? It felt amazing. Edit. Oh wow, this blew up. To everyone asking, yes, Eric tried to come back again after this. If you want the details, let me know. Because trust me, this story isn't over yet. Alright, Reddit. You thought that was the end? Nope. Because after everything, after they threw me away, after I built my own success, after I bought the company out from under them, my family still wasn't done trying to pull me back in. And this time, they were desperate. Step 1. The apology. So, after I took over the company, things got real quiet. My parents didn't reach out. Eric disappeared off the face of the earth. I figured they were just licking their wounds and trying to figure out what to do next. Then, 2 months later, my mom calls. I let it go to voicemail. A few minutes later, she texts me. Mom, Jake, sweetheart, can we please talk? I ignore it. Then, Dad texts. Dad, it's time to put the past behind us. We need to meet. Oh, now it's time? I ignore him too. Then, Eric, look, man, I know we've had our differences, but can we talk? Just 5 minutes. I actually laughed out loud when I read that one. After everything, this guy thought he deserved even 5 seconds of my time? Ignored. Then, they tried the nuclear option. Step 2. The setup. A week later, my assistant buzzes me while I'm in a meeting. Jake? Your parents are in the lobby. I almost dropped my pen. They just showed up? I ask. Yeah, she says. And they, brought Eric. I exhale slowly. I could have just left them there. Could have ignored them completely. But a part of me wanted to see what their angle was. So I tell my assistant to let them in. They walk in looking nervous. Mom gives me this forced smile. Dad clears his throat. Eric won't even make eye contact. Jake, son, Dad starts, using that fake warm voice he pulls out when he wants something. We need to talk. I lean back in my chair. Go ahead. Mom clasps her hands together. Honey, we want to make things right. I raise an eyebrow. Do you? Eric finally speaks. Look, man, I know I messed up. I was arrogant. I didn't respect the work you put in. But we're family, right? We should be working together. I stare at him. Now we should be working together? Eric nods quickly, like this is some breakthrough moment. Yeah, you're running the company now, and I know I have a lot to learn. But if we team up, we could make it even bigger. I burst out laughing. Like, full-on, deep belly laugh. Eric looks thrown. What's so funny? I wipe my eyes. You think after everything that I just hand you a job? Just welcome you back like nothing happened. Mom looks desperate now. Sweetheart, please. This is about family. We made mistakes, but we can fix this. We can all run the company together. I shake my head. Mom, let me ask you something. If Eric was still running things successfully, would we be having this conversation? She hesitates. I nod. That's what I thought. Dad tries to step in. Jake, don't be so bitter. You got what you wanted, didn't you? I tilt my head. Oh, and what's that? You own the company now, he says. You proved your point. But we're still your family. We should be doing this together. I take a deep breath. You don't get it, do you? Silence. You guys didn't just screw me over, I say, my voice calm but firm. You laughed at me. You mocked me. You threw me away like I was nothing. And now that you're struggling, you suddenly want to make things right. Mom's lip trembles. We just thought. You thought wrong. I stand up. You want jobs? Submit applications. Just like everyone else. Eric's face drops. Dude, you're seriously gonna make us apply like random people? I nod. That's how business works, bro. Dad glares. You're acting like a child. I smirk. You're acting like a guy who lost everything and doesn't like the consequences. Silence. Finally, Eric stands up. His whole body is tense. You know what? Forget it. You think you're better than us? Fine. But don't expect us to come crawling back again. I chuckle. Didn't you just crawl back? His face burns red. Forget it. He storms out. Mom follows, mumbling something about how I've changed. Dad lingers for just a second longer. This is a mistake, Jake. Family is forever. I stare at him. So is betrayal. And then, he walks out too. Step 3, the aftermath. A few days later, I hear from a former employee of my dad's company. Apparently, Eric tried to start his own business. It failed. Badly. The guy had no funding, no clients, and no clue what he was doing. Within a month, it collapsed completely. And my parents? They were struggling. Dad lost a ton of money trying to keep Eric afloat. Mom was trying to pretend like nothing was wrong. And Eric? Eric was working some low-level sales job, still trying to act like he was a big deal. Meanwhile, me? Business was booming. And I had zero regrets. Step 4, the final move. One day, I get an email from my dad. Just one line. We should talk. I hover over the reply button for a second. Then, I delete it. And I never look back. So read it. That's how my family threw me away, begged me for help, and then watched me shut them out completely. Do I feel bad? No. Because the truth is, they never wanted me. They wanted what I could give them. And now, they get nothing. All right, Reddit. You've been here for the whole ride. You've seen my family betray me, laugh at me, beg me for help, and crash and burn when I refused. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. Because 1 year later, when I had finally moved on, they came back for one last attempt. And this time, they weren't just asking for a favor. They wanted a lifeline. Step 1, the unexpected visitor. It had been a year since I bought the company. A year of growth, expansion, and finally running things the right way. No shady deals. No reckless spending. Just solid, smart business. I hadn't spoken to my parents or Eric in months. The last time we talked, I told them if they wanted jobs, they could submit applications like anyone else. Eric lost it. Dad stormed out. And Mom just whispered, "You've changed." And that was it. Until one random Friday night, when my assistant buzzed my office. Jake, there's someone here to see you. I glance at the clock. 7:45 p.m. I'm about to leave, I say, grabbing my coat. Who is it? There's a pause. Then, a voice I haven't heard in a long time. It's me, Jake. Eric. I freeze. Then sigh. Of course. I should have ignored it. Should have walked out, like I did last time. But something told me this was different. So I tell my assistant to let him in. A minute later, Eric walks in. And I almost don't recognize him. Gone is the cocky, smug, trust fund prince who used to strut into rooms like he owned them. He looks exhausted. Dark circles under his eyes. Clothes wrinkled. Hair a mess. He's lost weight. He looks like a guy who's been kicked down one too many times. For the first time ever, Eric looks like he's hit rock bottom. I sit back in my chair. What do you want? He lets out a dry laugh. No, hey bro, how have you been? I just raise an eyebrow. Why are you here, Eric? He exhales. Runs a hand through his hair. Look, man. I screwed up. I say nothing. He swallows hard. I was a terrible brother. I treated you like garbage. I took you for granted. I laughed at you when I should have supported you. I let Dad control everything. And when he cut you out, I just went along with it. I still say nothing. He looks down. I lost everything, Jake. My business failed. Olivia left me. Dad's health is going downhill. And Mom. He hesitates. I lean forward slightly. Mom what? He sighs. Mom is trying to hold everything together, but she's struggling. Dad burned through a lot of money trying to keep me afloat. They had to sell the house. They're in debt. A lot of it. I take a deep breath. And what do you want me to do about it? He hesitates. Then, quietly, I need a job, Jake. I blink. You what? He looks at me, and for the first time in his life, Eric isn't cocky. He isn't arrogant. He isn't entitled. He's just desperate. I'll start at the bottom, he says quickly. I don't expect anything. No special treatment. I need to work, man. I need to do something with my life. And I know I don't deserve it, but he takes a shaky breath. I'm asking anyway. Step 2, the decision. I sit there for a long time, just watching him. A year ago, I would have kicked him out without hesitation. A year ago, I would have laughed in his face and told him to earn it. But now, I don't know. I think about everything. The way they humiliated me. The way they mocked me. The way they threw me away like I was nothing. And then, I think about Mom. I think about how, even when she went along with Dad's plan, she never hated me. I think about how she never looked happy when they handed Eric the company. And I think about how she's probably watching Dad fall apart, trying to keep things together with no money, no security, no stability. And for the first time in a long time, I feel something that isn't anger. I exhale slowly. You said you'll start at the bottom? Eric nods quickly. Yes. Whatever you need. I'll do it. I grab a piece of paper, scribble something down. Then I slide it across the desk. He picks it up, reads it, then looks at me in shock. This is minimum wage. I nod. Entry-level position. He stares at me. You're serious? Very. His mouth opens, closes. He looks insulted. And for a second, I think he's going to explode. But then, he just closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and nods. Okay, he says quietly. I'll take it. Step 3, the aftermath. It's been 6 months since Eric started working for me. And you know what? He actually tries. He shows up on time. He puts in effort. He doesn't complain. He doesn't act entitled. He works. And slowly, I start trusting him again. As for Mom and Dad, Mom reached out. I helped her privately, set up her finances, made sure she was okay. She doesn't live lavishly anymore, but she's comfortable. Dad? Dad never called, never texted, never reached out. And honestly, I don't think he ever will. And I don't think I care. Because for the first time in my life, I'm free. Free from their expectations. Free from their manipulation. Free to run my business the right way. And Eric? Well, maybe he's finally learning what it means to actually earn something. And maybe, just maybe, this time, he'll do it right. Final edit. For everyone asking, Eric is still working for me. He's doing well. No, I haven't promoted him yet. And Dad? Haven't heard a word. Not sure I ever will. But for the first time, I feel at peace. Thanks for all the support.